millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you. Get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst. And watch it all cycle. You're black on firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday. It's your girl, Constance Carter. I am here on Fly Nubian Queen Network, the network for melanated people just like you and just like me. And I want to tell you right now, if you're on today, you are on at the right time, at the right place. God has brought you here for a reason. I'm going to take my shoes off as I'm talking to you. You are here at the right place at the right time. And God has brought you here for a purpose, because you need to know and understand what's going on here today. You need to know what I'm getting ready to talk about, because I want to get you to a place where you are. Thank you, Broken. I want to get you to a place where you are part of the 1%. I'm part of the 1%. And it's not to brag, because I'm just around the way that what the hell? I'm just around. I'm an around the way chick from San Jose, California, that I happen to make some good choices. I happen to make some bad choices. But I'm here and I'm in the Millionaire Club. And so I want to tell you guys the secrets of how you can get to the Millionaire Club again as well. I want to show you how you can get to the Millionaire Club as well. It's the 1% Club. And I want to tell you that the principles of getting here. I want to put my people up on game. But before I do, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to Fly Nubian Queen on Facebook and on YouTube. I want you to go to Facebook and go over to subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen. And then I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen. I want you to follow those two channels, okay? So I'm going to give you a minute to do that. And then I'm going to also give you a minute to follow Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter on Facebook and on YouTube. I want you to follow me, because I be dropping some bomb-ass-ish for your A. And I want to give you, I want to be able to give you the nuggets, and I want you to be able to tune in whenever you can. All right, Craig, you said you all ears. I'm about to drop you in. And here's this thing about it. I'm about to give you some stuff that you already know, but I'm just going to be reinforcing it. Because sometimes you need just reinforcement in your life to tell you what you already know. Because all the stuff that I'm about to drop on you is stuff that you already know. You just have to apply it. Okay. So make sure that you're following Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter. Maybe make sure that you are following. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the alert button so that you can get alerts every time we come on. And I also want you to text the word Queens to 31996 so that you get all of our alerts. Every time we come on, anything that we have to give you, Dr. Boyce has a lot of great information that he provides every day. And he wants to do it for people like you, because listen, we are all about helping our people close the wealth gap. And I really believe, I'm looking at the glasses half full. I believe that in this day and time that there are tools and mechanisms that are put in place so that we can do it. We just have to have the tools to be able to do it. We just have to know the tools so that we can do it. All right. So I also want you to go over to Instagram and make sure you follow me on IG at I am Constance Carter. I am Constance Carter. So my dear Craig Martin, what's up? Twitter, IG, I am Constance Carter. I think on Twitter, I am Constance. I don't know. I don't really be on Twitter like that, but make sure you follow me on every place, because I want to make sure. And I'm on TikTok too. I am Constance Carter as well. I'm on Clubhouse, Constance Carter as well. So if you're new to the show, I'm gonna let you know. I'm on every single night, Monday through Friday. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to my people every single night. And I want to just talk to you about things that are edifying to you, the things that can actually help you change your life, whether it's love, because we talk about Black love on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I talk to you about, things that can motivate your mind, your heart, and your spirit. I talk to you about wealth tips. I give you wealth tips, but I'm talking to you about things that you could apply to your life that can change the trajectory of your life. And I am here for you so that I can give you everything that I know. If you don't know who I am, if you don't know what I do, I own one of the largest African Americans, or the largest African American real estate firm in California, which is Catalyst Real Estate Professionals. We're a lending firm, and we're actually a bank, so we lend our own money. We're a direct lender. We're also a real estate company. I also happen to own one of the largest co-working spaces in Sacramento, California. Also has an event center. We just did an event, a paint and sip on Sunday or Saturday for Valentine's Day. So now that COVID is kind of subsiding, we are getting ready to open back up and do a lot more events. But we just want to bring things to you that matter to you, that it's going to enhance your life. That's all I'm about. My whole life, everybody that I touch, everybody that I come in contact with, that's what we are about. So I just want to give you the secrets and the tools to the things that the principles that I've applied to myself, that the people around me, that they've applied, And that's helping sustain them. And because here's the thing. If we're talking about legacy, and while I'm talking, Code Ref, you rock too, baby. I want to make sure. And what's cracking, Cece? Give them some game, girl. Always, Craig. You know that's what I'm here for. Put in the chat box where you're from, because I always love to see where people are chiming in from. Like I know we have people all over the country, but we also have people that are listening from all over the world. We have people in China. It's crazy. We have people in France. We have people in Africa. We have people in Europe. We have people in Australia. We have people all over the United States, whether you're in Chicago or Charlotte or California. I always love to see, and I want to shout you out. Callie B said, hey, I'm new and it's good to know this. I'm here in the Silicon Valley area, Fremont. Hey, that's my stomping grounds. I'm from San Jose, born and raised in San Jose. I live in Stockton right now. Spook TV said he's from San Francisco. Again, that's my stomping grounds. Brooke Silence said he's from Bahamas. Lavanda, Arkansas. That's where my people's from. That's where my folks is from. My mom and them from a little town called Gould, Arkansas. Have you heard of Gould, Arkansas? Zena Latrice says she is from Los Angeles. Yes, Colorado in the house. Ralph is from Indiana. Martin is from Lake Elsinore. My best friend, Mark, he actually lives in Lake Elsinore right now. My goddaughter, Code Ref is from Philly. Spook is from Atlanta, but you're from Atlanta, but you live in Frisco. What do you think about San Francisco? It's totally different culture, right? Controlla is from Mississippi. Oliver is from Daytona Beach. Majir is from Kentucky. Shout out to everybody that's chiming in from all over the place. I see we just have one person that's from out of the country, which is from the Bahamas, but you guys are going to be coming in. So in this journey to success, I always talk about your fears that are going to keep you to your journey of success. That's failure. It's inevitable that you're going to fail. You might be embarrassed. And I talked last Monday, I talked about being embarrassed. If you're not willing to be embarrassed for whatever it is, then you won't want it bad enough. So fears, F is for failure. E is for embarrassment. A, today I'm going to talk to you about going all in. All right. So listen, are you listening? Now, how many people that are under the sound of my voice are actually millionaires right now? And I'm talking about you generate revenue of $1 million plus. Is there anybody there? Hi, Ebola from Dallas, Texas. How many people have actually made it to the $1 million mark in their business? And I'm not talking about, so it's cool if you made it one year you did $1 million. That's awesome. But I'm talking about $1 million that's sustaining. So you're doing $1 million consistently in your business. Because it's cool if you make $1 million one time. That's awesome. That's awesome. You made it to millionaire status. But if it's something that you can sustain over and over and over again, it's even better. And there are principles. If there are millionaires out here, you can attest to what I'm saying. There are principles and habits that millionaires have that they utilize that keeps them in the $1 million market. Now, most people have this thing inside of them. But most people, 99% of the people who aren't millionaires, just haven't tapped into it. It's not that you can't do it. It's just that you haven't tapped into it. And that's A in fears, F-E-A-R-S. That's going all in for your dreams. Hey, Powerful, you're in Shaker Heights. In another life you did? Okay, Ralph. B1 Black First from DC, Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, Yolanda. Lily's on the grind. So if you've been able to achieve $1 million revenue, that's awesome. But if you haven't, the first thing you have to do is be willing to just take everything off and go all in. One of the things I coach people, one of the things that I see in so many people that I coach is the fear that they have of failure. What if people don't like what I'm doing? What if I'm not good enough? What if people aren't receptive to what I'm doing? What if I look like a fool? What if all of those things, and they allow that to handicap them? Like, you could be really, really talented at something. You could be super talented at something, but you're just so afraid to step out there on faith that you've crippled yourself, and then you've not allowed the world to see your greatness. And let me share something with you. There is something that you have that the world needs to see, but you are neglecting the world from being able to see it because you are scared. You're scared to step out there on faith. You use your planning, You're saying that I'm planning, but you're really procrastinating because you're afraid to launch. And it's really not procrastination. It's really not planning. It's really procrastination because it's really not planning because you're not planning anything. You're just procrastinating because you're afraid to launch. But let me give you the principles of going all in. All right. Number one, I call it the ramp method. And I've been talking about this for a while. I did a little video on TikTok, the ramp method. And again, guys, I'm not telling you anything that is a secret, but I'm telling you some things that you already have inside of you that all of you need to do is execute it. The only thing that you need to do is activate it. And once you activate it, man, because I'm telling you, the wealth gap has been strategically widened on purpose. 400 years we've been in this country, and we have not been able to get any types of advancements because of other people that were putting us down, other people that were oppressing us, other people that weren't giving us an opportunity, right? We already know that. But now that we have access to the internet, we can do or be or have anything that we want. And I can't stress that to you enough. Now that we have access to the internet, that has essentially leveled a lot of the playing fields for a lot of entrepreneurs, because now we don't have to ask for permission. We could just take that shit. We don't have to ask nobody to give us nothing. We could just take it. You could Google anything. You could Google university and everything is out there. You can learn how to build a freaking house on Google. You can learn I could do any home improvement that I want to do. I can start any business that I want. Everything is out there at your fingertips. Guys, we have more technology than in the palm of our hands at our fingertips than they had when they placed the man on the moon 50 years ago. We have more technology in the palm of our hands. So you have access to everything you need. And so if you don't take advantage of the opportunities out here that are available to you, that are waiting for you, shame on you. But I just want to give you some encouragement today of the things that you can do, so that you can get in that 1% club and you could be amongst the millionaires. And one is you need to ramp. Ramp, that's an acronym. R. You need to rise up earlier. Just give yourself an hour earlier than you normally do. Rise up earlier. And I want somebody to put this in the comments box. Rise, put R for rise. R, rise up earlier than everybody else, or rise up earlier, an hour earlier than you normally do. So if you wake up normally at 5, wake up at 4. If you weren't normally wake up at 4, wake up at 3. Then that just means going to bed an hour earlier, but rise up 1 hour early. You have no idea the difference that this will make in your life. Rise earlier. So R, rise. A, every single day when you get up, I want you to say your affirmations. I want you to set the intention for the day. Okay. I want you to say this day will be a positive day. I am going to have a great day. I am going to do X, Y, and Z. All of the goals that you've set in for the year, I want you to affirm them in the universe. I want you to say your goals every single day as if they're your affirmations. I put my goals in my phone, so I keep them wherever I go. So every time I want to affirm my goals in the universe, all I got to do is look at my notes in my phone, and I'm affirming them. And guess what happens when I affirm them in the universe? Something happens when it comes from your belly to the throat, to the air, to the universe. Because then you know life and death are in the power of the tongue. Your words are prophetic. So you have to speak life over the things as though they already are. So when you wake up in the morning, affirm, set affirmations for your intentions, for the goals that you have in your life. M, you need to meditate. M, meditate. 15 to 30 minutes, just meditate. Now, let's talk about meditation, because a lot of people have a hard time with meditating and some people don't know what it is, but really, it's really just kind of getting yourself centered. And it's not doing anything. It's really a chance for you to really kind of hear from God. And I know like we have a lot of chatter in our minds. I do. I'm ADD. I got a lot of stuff going on in my mind. I got a lot of projects. I got a lot of businesses. I got all these ideas. And you know what? Listen, when I'm meditating is when the best ideas come. And I be like wanting to write it down, but I got to stop myself. Because I want you to close your eyes, right? I want you to close your eyes right now. Practice with me really quick. I want you to close your eyes. And every time that noise starts to get in your mind, you start thinking, I want you to bring your eyes to the center of your nose, and I want you to look at your nose while your eyes are closed. And I want you just to shut everything out. So every time your mind starts to drift, just bring your eyes right back here to the center. And don't think about anything. And then when your mind starts to center, just bring it back. And then I want you to start calling positive things into your space. I want you to call things about, I want you to call love and light and life. I want you to call those things as though they were. I want you to call just positive energy into your space. Anything that's good, all good things, I want you to call them into your space. And then I want you just to center yourself again. So every time you hear that chatter, just take control of yourself. 15 minutes, start out 15 minutes. Maybe start out 5 minutes. And then go to 15 and then go to 30 if you can. And if you can go an hour, that's even better. But you need time to just settle your mind and not think about anything. And then P, I want you to pray. Prayer. Whatever God that you serve, I want you to pray. And when I talk about prayer, I'm not saying, hey, God, can you bless me with this? Can you take care of my mama? I want you to say, listen, God, I just thank you. I am just thankful for who you are and what you do in my life. I just want to thank you right now, God. So I'm not even coming to you asking you for anything. I am just thanking you. So I want you to do your prayer of gratitude, your gratitude prayer. That's it. So R, I want you to rise up an hour earlier than you normally do. A, say your affirmations. M, I want you to meditate. And P, pray every day. Okay. So now you set the tone and you set the foundation for what it is that you want to do. You've set the tone and you've set the foundation by doing those simple things. So hopefully you've written this down. Okay. The other thing about going all in. So let's talk about really going all in, because I just gave you some foundational tools that's really going to get you focused to getting prepared to being in that millionaire club, to be in that 1% club. The thing about a lot of people, again, like I said, a lot of people have a lot of fear. They're scared of rejection. They're scared of success. They're scared of failure. They're scared of so many things. And that's what paralyzes them for not being able to just step out there. And what you don't realize is that when you're afraid to launch, so many people miss out on you, on the beautiful things, the beautiful gifts that you have. You're the world. You're taking from the world the things that you have to give. So you need to find great habits over excuses. How many people know that? Remember, I talked about you've masked your planning as procrastination, or your procrastination is planning because you're afraid to launch. Those good excuses of why you're not doing anything. Oh, I'm too busy doing this. I'm too busy doing that. And then that being busy, because there's a difference between being busy and being productive. And a lot of times we'll busy our minds with busy work, but not really being productive. So then we lose hours and hours and hours, like on social media. We'll lose hours doing stuff that doesn't add value to our lives. So then we have to sit down and be intentional about writing things down. So I want you to write some things down that you want to do that are productive to whatever it is your goal is to getting into that $1 million club. So what does that look like? So writing that down, doing a brain dump. And this is what I tell everybody that I coach. A lot of people come and they don't have an idea of the things that they're supposed to be doing, but they know that God has gifted them with something. I say, do a brain dump. Do a brain dump. Everything, all your ideas, everything that God has gifted you with, write it down. And stop wasting time on those things that are killing your productivity killers and your productivity stealers. Those things are designed. I don't know if you know that Facebook there's a movie that was out. I think it's on Netflix, and it talked about the productivity killers. What Facebook does specifically, they'll send you alerts. They'll say, this is happening over here. Even if you don't have anything going on, they will send you alerts of things that other people are doing just so they can distract you. And we're so easily distracted. If you don't know, there's a video out called, God, I forget what it's called. But there's a video. They come out with them every year. Shoot, it'll come to me. But basically it talks about, how much influence social media has over our lives, over everybody's lives. And you know, as social media has progressed, we have we used to have more attention span than a goldfish. A goldfish has three seconds. The goldfish attention span is about 3 seconds. Our attention span has become less than a goldfish. We get so distracted with so many things that take our productivity that we got to get back to the things that matter and are productive. And so if we write those things down, if we just do a brain dump of all the things that we're supposed to be doing, and we kind of have our goals and we set them every day, like you set your goals tonight. So before you go to bed tonight, I want you to just write everything down, and then I want you to organize them. And then I want you to start to work on those things every single night so that you can't get distracted. Because it's kind of like food prep, right? Any food preppers here? The thing about it is, like, if you have something already planned, then you're not going to fail on your diet. Like, if I could prep my food on Sunday, the rest of the week is gravy. But if I don't got anything planned, then I might go to McDonald's. I might go get some fast food. I'm not going to stay on track. It's the same thing with your goals. You have to pre-plan them. Somebody put in the chat box, you have to pre-plan your goals so that you can execute and make them happen. Get that idea out of ideation phase and get it into execution phase. Because if you have an idea, understand that the idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it. It belongs to he who executes it. And you don't have to wait until it's perfect. 409, Formula 409. I use 409 all the time. The reason why 409 is called 409, the 409 that you use to clean your countertops, the reason why it's called 409 is because it took 408 or 409 tries to get it right. So coming out the gate, that idea may not be right, but if you're persistent and you're consistent, then you can get to a place where it's right. WD-40, the reason why it's called WD-40 is because it took 40 tries in order for them to get that formula right. So if you just keep going and keep going. Thomas Edison, it took him 10,000 tries to get the light bulb right. He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 ways it didn't work. And so if you can look at it as a glass being half full instead of half empty, you'll get so much further, because understand, it might not be right on the first try, but it's that consistency and that's that persistency that's going to get you over the hump. Zena Latrice, get out of ideation phase and get into execution. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. Just put it out there. And then go all in. No plan Bs. That's what you have to understand. God has gifted you with something. You can't think about, you got to be like this. You got to have your blinders on. Don't think about nothing on the left or the right of you. This is it. This is what God gifted me with. This is what God gave me. I know this is my mission in life. I have to. I want it so badly. I want it as bad as I can breathe. So you just so focused on it that nothing else matters. You have to make sure that you're so in alignment with it. But that's where the prayer and the meditation comes in at. Because as you're praying, God is going to confirm some things for you. And once he confirms them to you, then you know beyond a shadow of a doubt what it is. And then you can move forward. And that's why you could go all in and have no plan Bs. When you do it, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. All change is hard at first. It's messy in the middle, but it's gorgeous at the end. Let me say it one more time. And I want you to put this in the comments box. All change is hard at first. It's messy in the middle, but it's gorgeous in the end. When you get to that place where you're supposed to be, then you'll see everything that you went through was worth it. It's hard. So if nothing's going to come easy to you. So, and a lot of times we'll say, oh, well, then maybe it just wasn't meant to be because it didn't come easy. Or maybe I wasn't supposed to be doing it because, and I've had people come to me and say that, oh, this is too hard. So it's probably God didn't mean for me to do it because it's just too hard. Do you think God is going to give it to you easy? You got to work for it. That way you could appreciate it. That way it sustains beyond wherever you are right now. So you have to make sure that you're willing to get past the hard part. because it is hard at first. It's messy in the middle, but it becomes gorgeous in the end. You also need to change your circle, guys. And one of the things that I can pride myself at is that I've been fortunate to sit at the feet of some really brilliant, smart, great people. I can name drop all kinds of people that I've been able to sit at the feet and learn from, that have really poured into my life, that have changed my life, that have changed the trajectory from the people, the people that I work with, Glenda, my right hand, Charles, my right hand, to Dr. Boyce Watkins, to Dr. George Frazier, Lisa Nichols, Les Brown. I've been blessed to be at the feet and know these people personally, that they've been able to pour into me. But that's just getting out there and getting into places where those people reside and understanding how to not only get around them, but also execute at what they're saying. Because they're where they are for a reason. They've gotten to where they are for a reason. And so you have to look at what they're doing and say, okay, they have the formula. They have it. They've been successful. This is what they did. I'm going to, and it's not anything, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And that's the beautiful thing about it. I'm not telling you anything that you already probably don't know. Sometimes you just need a reminder. All this stuff, you just need a reminder. And if I could remind you to do what you're supposed to be doing, to execute, to get around people that are smarter than you. Because if you're the smartest person in your circle, there's a problem. Because access and proximity is everything. If you have access to brilliant people and you are in close proximity to them because you've placed yourself, you put yourself in alignment to them, that's everything. So when the world opens back up, make sure you go to their conferences. When the world, even now, everything's virtual. You can get into their conferences. You can go to meetups. Everybody is, you can go to Clubhouse. There's so much information and knowledge out there. Make sure that you are feeding yourself. Get around people who are smarter than you. Change your circle. The other thing is adding value to somebody else. Because it's not just about you getting value from other people. Yeah, I get value from other people, but I'm also adding value in their lives. So there's reciprocity there. It's a reciprocal relationship. So if I've gotten value from them, I've also given value to them, and not just them, but other people that are around me. Because there's a thing called compensation, and there's a thing called non-monetary compensation. And the non-monetary compensation is what I'm able to get while giving. I may not necessarily get something from the giving that I give, but that non-monetary compensation goes much further than the actual dinero. So when you're pouring into people, not just the people that are higher than you or who are doing better than you, but people who you need to bring along the way, that is the differentiator. That's going to be the thing that keeps the gas in your car as you are on your journey to success. Non-monetary compensation. Somebody put that in the chat box. Non-monetary compensation. It can go further than compensation a lot of the times. Your relationships are non-monetary compensation. Dr. George C. Frazier says, relationships, networking is the new currency. It can take you much further than money can. So as you're sitting at the feet of people, make sure that you're adding value to other people as well, to those people and then the people that are around you. Who are you adding value to? And also take advantage of every opportunity that's given to you. Because a lot of times there are doors that are being opened for you that you're too scared to walk through. And you're in that hallway and you see those doors, but you're scared to go through this door A, you're scared to go through door B, you're scared to go through door C because you don't know what's on the other side. But if you listen to God's promise and you know that God had gave you something, look, God's not going to steer you wrong. Wherever you're supposed to go is going to be behind one of them doors. And you're just going to have the faith to be able to walk through the doors, to know and listen. A couple of years ago in 2017, I decided to expand my business and decided to get into a building that, was probably 3 times the size of the building that I was in. Right. So it was a lease. I didn't buy it. And so I had spent all this money. It was a beautiful building. I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous. Like I was so in love with this building. It was like right in the heart downtown. It was just like so beautiful. I wanted to sleep there. Like I didn't even want to sleep at my house. I loved it so much. I loved it so much. I spent $89,000 on just furnishing the building, just getting custom furnishings. Okay. And got in there. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I was like, we are taking this business to the next level. Can't nobody mess with us. Oh my God, this was such a great opportunity for us. I just had so many great visions of what we were getting ready to do. And 2 months after I moved into this building, the city shut it down. The city was like, boom, it has code violations, which it didn't. I'm like in a lawsuit with the city right now, like all this stuff. And they shut it down. There were 9 tenants in that building. I was 2 of them with my loan company, my real estate company, and they shut us all down. Boom. There was a couple of restaurants. There was a couple of it was a beauty salon, nail salon. What else was there? It was just, it was a really eclectic place, a very eclectic place, hustle and bustle. It was just great space. And so my company was homeless for 6 months. And this was something I just knew that God had really blessed us with. It was like, this is it. I know God had blessed us with this space and we're about to expand and we're about to grow. And just like that, it was taken from under us. And then I was just like, wow, we were homeless. My business was homeless for 6 months. Like, we didn't have a place to conduct business. My church, thankfully, they have, I had sold them this big 40,000 square foot building. So they had an office that 3 of us resided in, and then all my people, they had to work from home. So I was sitting there like, okay, God, this is where I thought we were going, but I trust you. I know you didn't bring me this far to leave me. What is the lesson that I'm supposed to be learning? Because I have no idea. I never lost faith. I never thought, okay, maybe I shouldn't have. I never from one moment thought that I shouldn't have. I know that I lost a lot of money, almost $100,000. But I was thinking, what was the lesson in this? What was I supposed to learn? And so we just kept trucking and we kept trucking and we kept trucking and we kept growing. We kept growing and we kept growing. And I'm thankful because God still allowed us to grow in that time where we were homeless. My company was homeless. And so sometimes you can get to a place where you think, that this is where God has led you. And then you're like, okay, God, what's the learning? And what ended up happening was, so that was 2017. So then we moved into another space. We overpaid in rent and we did all this stuff. And we waited for them to reopen our building. And they never reopened our building. However, what ended up happening was I saw another building that was for sale. Now, I hadn't even thought about buying a building for my business. I just only thought about leasing a building for my business. But God had prepared me because I was already used to paying X amount of dollars, which was a very, very low amount, where I was before. And then I ended up almost tripling that in the rent that I was paying. So God was preparing me for paying, a good amount of rent. So I saw a building and I was like, wait a minute, this building is actually under $1 million and it's worth almost $2 million. What in the world is going on? And I sent my guy, Charles, to look at it. And he looked at it and he was like, Constance, you should get this building. And I was like, and I'm so ADD. By the time he went and looked at it and he came back, I was like over it. Okay, I'll run to the next thing. That's how I am. So if we don't, I'm just that way. But he came to me and he said, Constance, this is a good look. You can get it. And I was like, I'm already over it. He was like, well, at least look at it. So I went and looked at it. And when I went into this building, the first place I went to, there was a stage. Now, I like to talk. I like to host events. I like to do all of that stuff. And there was a stage it was an auditorium. So this is a building, offices, all this stuff. But the first place I went to was a stage. What? A microphone? Me? Hell yeah. And I fell in love with it. And I ended up buying the building. And it was less than $1 million. Again, this building should have been a $2 million building. And the funny thing is the county assessor called me and was like, hey, how much did you pay for it? Because, they assess your taxes based upon how much you pay for it. And I told them, they were like, because they called me because they were like, it doesn't look right in the tax records. How much did you actually pay for it? I told them, and they were like, how did you get it for this cheap? And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, send me a copy of the closing statement. And I was like, here you go. Right. Because they were going to assess my taxes based upon this $2 million valuation, but I got it for less than $1 million. So what's the learning here? What was the learning in us losing the other space? where it opened up an opportunity for us to be in a position to buy something. And here's the thing, when we bought this building, the mortgage is actually cheaper than the lease that we were paying. So me just saying, hey, God, I trust you. God, I know you didn't bring this far to leave us. I know that there's a purpose in all of this. I don't know what it is, but I know that there's something. I know that it's going to be greater later. And I trust you because I know that this was my dream, that where I was supposed to be. And here I get a building that's 100 times better. It was a former architect school. So, you know, it has everything state of the art. It's a beautiful building and it has everything that we need. Has classrooms, we have a media room, we have a podcast room, we have a co-working space, we have offices, we have an auditorium. It's crazy. God had blessed us far beyond anything that we could ever imagine because we kept the faith. It was like we didn't stop because something happened. It was like, okay, God, I just spent $89,000 on this other building. I know you didn't bring us this far to leave us, so I don't know what it is. But what it was is a bigger opportunity, a greater opportunity for us to do something much bigger. Now we have this building and we're able to, I have 2 buildings now, but now we're able to just do much more and help the community more. You know what I mean? We're able to make a bigger impact. So when stuff happens, when stuff knocks you on your feet, get back up anyway. It's okay. Get back up anyway and keep moving forward. Because if God told you to do something, if he put this in your spirit for you to do, he didn't do it for no reason. For me, the lesson was, okay, you got used to paying X amount of rent, the same amount of money almost that I put in. I put in just a little bit, maybe $20,000 more that I put in this other building that I was renting. I'm now putting in this building that I actually own, and my mortgage is lower than my rent. So sometimes it doesn't even seem like it's something that you're able to see or trust. But trust me, if God gave it to you, he's going to see you through it. Period. Make sure that you are researching everything, GTS, Google that shit. So again, you could build everything that you need. You can get it, the power of the internet. When I first started, that's how I started. I created my infrastructure, my business plan, everything I built off of the power of the internet. So everything is right at your fingertips. You ain't got to go to the library. Hell, you don't even have to go to school. I have a PhD, a public high school diploma. I don't have a post-secondary education. So I had to do my research on Google University. I had to get everything that I can get from going out and networking and going to these conferences and being around Boyce Watkins and being around Dr. George Fraser and Les Brown and Lisa Nichols. I had to be around those people to get what I needed to get me here. I've had to invest in myself. You have to be willing to invest in yourself. Spent over $100,000 in coaching, $150,000 in coaching and personal and professional development because I don't have an education, but I need to have people around me that are smarter than me that can advise me. Do you know that Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan could not have won the championships without Phil Jackson? They could have not won they could not have won the championships without Phil Jackson. The common denominator in the Lakers and the Bulls, the 11 rings, was because of Phil Jackson. They needed somebody to coach them to greatness. I needed somebody to coach me to greatness. So as you're on your journey to greatness, you need to have somebody to coach you to greatness. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to put the money out there because you will definitely get it back. All of the little things, the things that you do, that the money that you invest in yourself, you are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Do not be afraid or ashamed to invest your money. There may be some people that you've invested in the past that have not been good people to invest in. It happens. I've had some bad coaches too. But there are also really great people out there that are just for you. Make sure you're interviewing people correctly. Make sure you don't have a problem in investing in yourself. Ain't nobody going to invest in you like you going to invest in you. If you visualize more, you can materialize more. If you could see it in your eyes, you could grab it in your hand. So if you can grab it, then you could execute it, and then you could sail off with it. But if you can visualize it, then you can materialize it. If you can see it, listen, the Bible says, without a vision, my people will perish. So do you have a vision for your life? I'm asking you that. Do you have a vision for your life? And if you have a vision for your life, that's half the battle. And so after you visualize it, you write it down. As you write down the vision, you make it plain. You speak it as though they're affirmations, because life and death are in the power of the tongue. And you work it, because faith without works is dead. And then you manifest it. Don't be weary in well doing, for in due season you will reap your harvest if you faint not. So just make sure that you set the feet of masters so that you could obtain mastery. In order to obtain mastery, is you have to be around masterful people. Always growing, always knowing, always pouring into yourself. Take advantage of every opportunity that is given to you. Some of the things that I do are stupid and silly and crazy and everything else, I promise you. Daughter got me out here doing TikToks. The hell I'm doing? My mom, I need to do TikToks. See, I'm fearless in that way. I'll do anything. Anybody tell me to do something, I'll do it if it makes sense, right? Somebody told me, hey, Constance, you should do t-shirts. You know what I did? I got t-shirts. You go to my page, conversationtees.com, and get a t-shirt that says, grow your money, don't blow your money. I have all kinds of t-shirts. I have t-shirts that say, speak life. Your words are prophetic. I have t-shirts that are motivating. Somebody told me to do t-shirts, so I did them. I had no desire to do t-shirts. Somebody told me to write a book, so I wrote books, and they became bestsellers. Somebody told me to do that, and so I just did it. So you have to be fearless in that way. Understand that your gifts, and don't be afraid to throw stuff out there and see if it sticks. Don't be afraid to take a risk and do things and see if it sticks. So don't be fearless in whatever you do. Go all in, but be fearless. God has gifted you with something. God has something for you, and you have to be willing to be fearless. Now check this out. I want to make sure that you are not only just keeping this information to yourself, guys. Make sure you're hitting the thumbs up button. Make sure you are sharing this to your folks, to your friends in high places and in low places. Because here's the thing about the village. We need each other to survive. We need each other to thrive. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you have to go together. And so we have to be willing to go together. We have to be willing to share the information with each other. Don't just keep it to yourself. Pass it to your children. Because this is what the 1% is willing to do that the 99% aren't willing to do. Be fearless. Go all in. Don't be afraid to fail. Who gives a damn if you're embarrassed? Embarrassment breeds humility, but it also allows you to sustain yourself and keep going. You got to be willing. And Rose Gold says she created a few t-shirts too. I sell these. I got so many different resources. I got so many revenue streams. It's not funny. Okay. So I do real estate. Okay. I sell real estate. I have a real estate company. So me selling real estate, I have a real estate company. I have a loan company. Okay. I do loans. I have books. I have t-shirts. I coach. I speak. What else do I do? I invest in cannabis. I invest in real estate. I invest in commercial real estate. So don't just think about, but here's the thing. I don't want you to get ADD on me. I want you to get good at one thing. And then once you get good at one thing, then you start to branch off into other things. So I don't want you just to be ADD and just start doing a whole bunch of stuff. I want you to become a master, a subject matter expert at one thing. And once you become an SME at one thing, then you can start branching off and doing a whole lot more things. This stuff really works. And it works because for the people who are willing to sacrifice and do it. And I want to see us win as a community. That's the reason why I talk about this stuff. I want to see you win. I want to see you living your best life. I want to see you doing everything that God has for you and you getting everything that God has for you. I'm telling you, when I was 7 years old, One of the things that changed my life was my aunt, Rosie Mae Jenkins, in Sunday school. She told me that I was equally as important as the president of the United States. That was like a game changer for me, y'all. It really was. She said, you're no more important and you're no less important. You are the same because God loves you the same. So they ain't no better than you, but you're not no better than them. And I was like, even the president of the United States, she was like, so you guys, there is nobody that's better than you. There's nobody that can do more than you. What God has for you is yours. And I don't care how many hundreds of people are doing it. He gave it to you. So it's special for you. Think about what God has gifted you with. I don't care who else is doing it. God gave for you is yours. So thank you guys for listening, and make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. And follow me on I Am Constance Carter. Nobody works harder than Constance Carter on YouTube and Facebook. Fly Nubian Queen on YouTube and Facebook. I want to make sure that you're following so you can get all this good information, because I be dropping them bombs, but I just want to see us grow more than anything. And guess what, you guys? I'm having for those of you who don't know, I'm having a retreat in Costa Rica. I am having the Weekend of Wealth retreat that's going to be transformational. It's not only for women, but it's for men. We've done them for women in the past, but this is going to be a co-ed retreat where it's going to change lives. When you walk away, the network that you're going to experience, the luxury you're going to experience, but the mindset shift, and then you walking away with your business intact, with your goals intact. If you have a business, if you're at 5 figure, you're going to be looking at how to scale it to 6 figures. If you're at 6 figures, let's figure out how to scale it to 7 figures. But your whole mindset is going to change. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So I want to invite you guys. If you guys don't know about it, I wanted to invite you. Let me just show you a quick little video. I'm going to show you that bomb ass mansion we got out in Costa Rica. It's dope as hell. So you guys, is that dope? See, the thing about it is I want to show you luxury. I want to show you how you can live your life, how you can have things just like that, how you can just, go on vacation in mansions like that and have a butler service, maid service, a chef, all that stuff on deck. But more importantly, we're going to have your breakthrough waiting for you. So if you're interested, go to weekendtowealth.com. I want to invite you because there's going to be people there that you want to meet, and there are going to be people there that are going to change your life. And so go to weekendtowealth.com, weekendtowealth.com. And Constance Carter, I'll send a message to her. Thank you. Weekendtowealth.com. I want you to go there, and I'm inviting you. I'm giving you a personal invitation. If you're a couple, DM me and we'll do a discount for couples, but it's going to be absolutely transformational. Also, the business boot camp. Ooh, mind your business. The business boot camp for those who want to start your business or scale your business. I'm going to have a business boot camp coming up next month. So I'll be, we'll have the website. The website will be out this week. But again, everything I do, you guys, is really to help enhance our people to take us to the next level. Because I'm telling you, I see the glass is half full. I know that we can close the wealth gap. I know that we can change our future. I know that we can do some great things together. But we got to be willing to go together. We have to be willing to work as a team. J. Edgar Hoover said in 1955, I believe he said, the biggest threat to the United States. You know what he said the biggest threat was? Does anybody know what he said the biggest threat was? Black unity. The biggest threat to the United States, the number one threat, is Black unity. And if we can figure out how to get our stuff together and unify as a people, because again, we can go further if we go together. This is what this is about. We can go further if we can go together. And I want us to be able to get there together, not just for us, but for our babies. The Bible says that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children and his children's children. So we can work on that together. But the internet has just opened up and changed the game for us. Period. It's changed the game for us. So someone said that they wanted, you guys want the alerts to text the word Queens to 31996 for alerts from Fly Nubian Queen. And make sure you go to our YouTube page, Fly Nubian Queen. Make sure you subscribe and hit the thumbs up button and hit the alerts. And also, nobody works harder than Constance Carter. All right. I so appreciate you guys. You guys all hung out with me real strong. I don't really even want to go because y'all still in here like real strong. And I don't got nothing else to say. But tomorrow we're going to talk about Black love and relationship goals. We're going to have some really great guests tomorrow night. And I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, everything we do is here to enhance your life, whether it's mental, spiritual, physical, relational, all of that stuff is really, we're here to really enhance you in one way or another. So thank you for joining us. I love you. Take care and God bless.
Yeah, it's CC, CEO. Want to change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to impact your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track.